Hey, what up, YouTube fam? How you guys doing today, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. Welcome back to Laker City, man. We're gonna talk some of the latest developments going on, and also some playoff basketball plus Game of Thrones. Did you guys happen to catch the episode last night? If not, then I won't spoil it for you guys. But a lot of things to talk about. Let's start with the Lakers, though, man. You guys already know how you guys doing. Good to see you guys from Vegas. What's up, bro? Um, so the Lakers have 3 interviews scheduled up ahead, and I wanted to, touch bases with Laker Nation, see what you guys thought of the couple of guys that we're gonna be interviewing. Man, crazy, crazy, crazy. The Sixers just blew out the Nets, by the way. That should be a good series. I did see that. How you doing, Rosas? Yeah, I seen that, bro. But that should be a good series. I expect a 6 to 7 game series, man. That's the one I'm looking at. Even though they got the blowout today, so that'll be interesting. Hey, what's up, bro? Love back to the Philippines. I see you, bro. But yeah, Monty Williams, Ty Lue, and Jawan Howard are the 3 people we have scheduled to interview up ahead this summer. Matter of fact, I think starting this week, the Lakers are traveling to interview Monty probably after this game or maybe even tomorrow. As soon as then, I can't wait to see what we do there with the coaching search. My thoughts, my favorite, I'm going to give them to you in order, too. I'm going to give you my favorites in order. First of all, obviously I don't love, but I really like Monty Williams, so he's my favorite. Monty Williams for sure. My day's going good, Laker World. How you doing, bro? Welcome. Monty Williams is my favorite out of the 3 because he has good coaching experience. He seems like a general good dude. Hey, thank you, Isaiah. I appreciate you, bro, for the donations. But Monty Williams seems like a good dude who truly cares about the players, and I think that would be crucial for player development. Let's also not forget that he was coaching USA basketball. So, can you do it? Closer to it? Thank you. But yeah, pretty much. Monty Williams is my favorite out of 3 for that reason. Jawan Howard has been putting in work with the Miami Heat for years now. So he's probably my second favorite, and then followed by Ty Lue. Ty Lue, I wouldn't be mad at the Ty Lue pickup simply because he does have championship experience. Plus, he's coached LeBron before. So those 2 things combined will make me not be upset with that coaching hire. However, Monty Williams, like I mentioned, I think specializes in player development. Anthony Davis knows all about it. That's one of his favorite coaches. And again, he's coached guys like Kyrie, who potentially are going to be free agents. Who are going to be free agents this summer. So we'd probably have a leg up as far as recruiting if we get somebody like Monty. I know a lot of NBA players want to play for a true players coach like that. By the way, congratulations to Luke Walton. I hold no ill will. I was very crucial versus him. When he was on the Lakers, but now that he's away from the Lakers, I wish him the best, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with his career moving forward. But Mark Jackson is rumored to not even have gotten an interview by the Lakers. Again, I don't know what the negative stigma is for him, but yeah, that's a no for Mark Jackson. But from what I've heard, these 3 interviews, unless one of us blow us away, they're just the starting point. I think the Lakers are going to take time with this coaching search. I'd be shocked if we picked one up by this week or next. So I think maybe like 2-3 weeks, we might have a head coach at the helm. But the one thing that does worry me a bit is Rob Pelinka is doing the coaching search. So if he's really not the guy, and I haven't really deliberated if he is or he's not the guy, but if he does stay with us, he's going to have to prove himself because, again, there were some questionable trades, and he definitely had his hand in them. I know a lot of people want to blame Magic Johnson, but at the end of the day, let's keep it 100. Who's the GM? It's Rob Pelinka. It's his job to make the calls and to pass the deals down to Magic Johnson. So pretty much, I'm not sold on Rob. I hope that he proves me wrong, and I hope he's able to swing good deals with free agents this summer, with some good free agents, and that he's able to make the proper trades moving forward. Because Lord knows we can't afford to let go of another young piece without getting anything substantial in return. He really has to shine, and hopefully his coaching search is his first step to proving himself. Now, from what I heard, he's not the president of basketball operations. Supposedly, rumor goes that they're considering leaving that position unfilled or hiring Kurt Rambis. Between those two options, I prefer leaving the position unfilled. Kurt Rambis has a horrible track record everywhere he's gone. I would not want another player. Another person just because they're affiliated with the Lakers somehow. So, yep. But how y'all feel about the playoffs so far, man? The Nets Sixers series is going to be better than what it looks like today. I expect that one to go 6-7. I was very surprised to see the Orlando Magic beat the Toronto Raptors game 1 on the road. So that one really shocked me. But playoff Lowry, disappointing once again. And what series have you guys enjoyed the most thus far? I do like that Portland is beating OKC. I hope that they can eliminate them in the first round. That'd be great. You know, just for us Laker fans to have a little bit of closure, since PG didn't even want to give us a meeting, and Russell Westbrook seems to hate the Lakers for some reason. So that would be good closure for us, you know. But let's see what happens. Rumor has it Kawhi hasn't made his decision yet, obviously, but I heard he has the Lakers higher on the list than people believe. So that's good news for us. But again, these are just all rumors. I won't believe nothing until it's officially reported. But he said, why would they leave the position unfilled? Well, because they don't find nobody that they want to run that position. So I'd rather have it like that and just give the major decision making to Jeanie and Rob combined than to hire somebody who they're not happy with and potentially trades away more young pieces. So, but we'll see. Again, I'm curious to see what the Lakers do. Are they going to fill that spot or are they going to leave it vacant? So that's interesting. Hey, what up, T? How you doing? Hope everyone is doing well. Me too. Hopefully Laker Nation is doing good, man, and enjoying the start of the summer. And hopefully we have a good lottery coming up. What about Jeff from ESPN's commentary? You mean Jeff Van Gundy? He seems like a good hard-nosed coach. However, I'm not sure how good he'd be at player development. I do remember Jeff didn't like Steve Francis back when he was with the Houston Rockets, and he was one of the main reasons he was traded to the Orlando Magic. So I'm not a huge fan of Jeff because of that, because Stevie Franchise was one of my favorite guards back then. And but obviously the trade worked out for them because they got T-Mac out of that. But still, I'm not sure how Jeff would be with young players. I know he's good with vets. I know they respect him, or back in the day when he coached the Knicks and then the Rockets. But how is he going to do in today's and age's NBA where players are very soft, and if they're not coddled, they could turn on you unless you command their respect. So you got to tread water carefully, and whenever you're developing young players. Damn, Lakers are going to land Kawhi. Mark my words, man. I hope so, bro. Bob Myers for GM, DTLF? Well, I'll tell you what, bro. Bob Myers supposedly, according to reports, laughed at the idea of becoming a Laker. So if you laugh at becoming a Laker, first of all, you're an idiot. Secondly, we don't want anybody who's scared to come over here and put in work, you know? Do you think Kobe should be Lakers president? No. Kobe has mentioned time and time again that he's done with Lakers basketball. So pretty much, yeah, I think we should Kobe's not going to walk through that door anytime soon. Would I be okay with it? I'd be open to it because Kobe, of course, he got the Mamba mentality. But again, let's be honest. It's a new NBA. Players are very soft. You saw what Ben Simmons said the other day about his fans just because they booed him. You know, they get in their feelings nowadays. So, Dan, I find it funny that the Clipper fans think that they can beat the Warriors in 7-game series. Yeah, Clipper fans are delusional, man. They're probably the most delusional fan base out there. They're up there for sure, right? Edwin said, I heard reports that the Lakers are asking permission to speak to Jerry West. I haven't heard any official reports on that, but that would be ideal. That really would. I know he's older now and all that, but he's still Mr. Clutch, man. Time and time again, he's helped front offices make great decisions. And I love Jerry, man. Dan, if we were to get Cousins and he was to take a pay cut, can we get a superstar? The superstar would have to take a pay cut as well. Because I believe if we let go of all the contracts of 1-year deals, if we obviously don't bring them back, I think we have 47 or 48 million cap. Now, if you guys know, a max contract ranges anywhere from 30 to 35, right? So obviously, what would that leave you with, right? From 30, let's just say worst case scenario 30 to get to 48, that would leave us with 18 million in wiggle room. And don't forget, you got to fill out other positions as well. So, it'll be interesting to see what we do this summer. But at the end of the day, Boogie is not high on my list unless we strike out with everyone else and we have no choice, right? But to get the leftovers. Hopefully that's not the case. So I think we should hire Monty for head coach, bro. I agree. Out of the options that they've mentioned, I really like Monty Williams. He is somebody who has always been good with players, and that's big for me. I know they said that about Luke, but that was false advertisement. I noticed Luke doesn't really take the reins of his team. He really doesn't, and I was shocked to see him get a job right away. You know, when coaches like Mark Jackson, who I believe are way better, don't even get interviews. So there's a lot of politics that go into NBA. I was looking around the league, and I see there's not a lot of African American head coaches, and that's a problem because they put in work. I mean, you got guys like Doc Rivers that have put in work. You know, you got guys like Mark Jackson, who I believe deserves a job. So, you know, whoever gets this job has to be fully 100% hands-on. I don't want to see them chilling on the sideline. And I look at guys like Juwan Howard. I look at guys like Monty Williams. I look at guys like Tyronn Lue even, you know. And I think these guys are guys that really, if you look at the way they coach, they really get invested into their team. So I can respect that about all three of them. And like I said, I think whoever we get there will be an upgrade to Luke Walton. Honestly, it baffles me to hear the argument about how Luke Walton didn't get a fair shake by Stephen A. Seriously, he was here for 3 years. And I tweeted this out, but I'm going to say it for those of you guys that don't follow me on Twitter. You know, year one, Luke Walton came in with no expectations. Obviously, we were very young. We didn't have the right vets. And he had a losing record, right? But everybody said, it's all right. We need more vets to go with this young core and watch them develop. Second year, we get the vets. We get guys like Brooke Lopez. You know, we get a couple of vets in here. KCP. Obviously, we don't make the playoffs again. Everybody said we needed a superstar, right, to go with the young core and the vets. Third year, which was this last year, we get that superstar in LeBron. Of course, injuries strike, but it's the NBA. Injuries strike everybody. We can't act like we're the only ones that are injury plagued. But you got to be creative as a head coach, and you got to be able to adjust. Honestly, all 3 seasons, I felt like we should have made the playoffs because the young players have been playing really hungry even before. They've been playing extremely hungry even before Luke was here. Under Byron Scott, they played extremely hungry. And that year we got injured too. But I think at least the last 2 out of 3 years, Luke Walton should have had a crack at the playoffs if he was truly as good of a head coach and didn't get the fair shake that everybody now that he's left the Lakers is stating he didn't get, right? So that's the way that the media operates. You're a Laker, nobody gives you praise. But as soon as you leave, all the praise comes, and that's so discouraging as a Laker fan to see. I'm disappointed by guys like Stephen A. and guys like that are giving him praise. Same thing with D'Angelo. I remember when he was a Laker, you know, oh, this kid is a snitch, Steven Jackson said, and he's never going to be able to recuperate from that. Well, guess what? This week, obviously he's balling in the playoffs. So what happened? This week, Mark Jackson issues an apology and shows him love. But obviously he's not a Laker no more. And that's what I love about being a Laker fan. It always feels like we're the underdog. Even though we're such a storied franchise, I just feel like it's us always swimming against the current, against NBA refs, against, you know, ignorant Clipper fans and stupid fans that just hate because they don't have the success we have. And, you know, we're swimming obviously against the current with the media. So, you know, it's an enjoyable challenge. I like that. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how the Lakers can turn that into motivation. You know, I expect Kyle Kuzma to have a much better season next year. He's going to be going into his 3rd season. Brandon Ingram, I think he's going to have his breakout star season next year. He showed it to me by the end of this year. I think if he comes back healthy, he's going to be averaging that 22, 23 points per game. And he's going to have one of the most improved seasons, shooting over 50%. I expect all of that from Brandon. But the coaching matters. And this is why I want somebody that comes in as hands-on with the young players, is available 24/7 to them, and is able to develop them and take the time that it takes. Let them make them young player mistakes, but still show them you believe in them. Just like Kenny Atkinson is doing with D'Angelo and the young pieces he has over here in Brooklyn. Because Brooklyn, if you look at Brooklyn versus the Sixers, obviously the Sixers are way more talented. They have Joel Embiid. He's the difference to me, and Jimmy Butler, right? But Brooklyn, what they have, they play with a lot of heart. They showed it in game 1. I think they're going to really bounce back at home in Brooklyn. I think they're going to play better there. But what they have is they're really well coached, and they have a coach that believes in them and gives them the green light to go out there and perform at their full level. So, I appreciate it, Sam. Thank you, bro. Vern said, I like D'Angelo Russell, but we knew he would score. He wasn't willing to do the little things that he was doing in Brooklyn. He was just young. Honestly, we didn't have patience with D'Angelo, from the fans to the front office. Again, I still remember having to defend him sometimes when people used to call him D'Angelo Buslow and snitch and all this stuff. I knew he was good. We knew he was going to bounce back and be a good player, but they needed time. And some players aren't Laker material because there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. But I feel like the players we currently have right now have handled the media exceptionally well, especially one Kyle Kuzma. Have you guys noticed the way that the young man is handling himself in front of the media? He's looking like he's starting to make it, and I think he has the right mindset. A fan asked him the other night, they were like, so what's your goals for next season, Kyle? And he said making the All-Star. So that's a good goal to have. I know it sounds selfish because you should always want team success before, but he needs to worry about his individual success. That way he can help the Lakers get to the next level. So in that sense, I'm very happy that he's going to focus on that. If he could work on his defense, his handling, and his three-point shooting percentages, get him up. If he could focus on those three things, he would have the complete package. 20-plus point per game scorer, shooting at a high clip, he would really help the team out. T said, the Lakers are trending in the media, and we didn't even make the playoffs this year. They love keeping up with the Lakers. Absolutely, T. We're always going to be the center of attention because we are Showtime. The Lakers are the epitome of the NBA. When the Lakers make it to the playoffs, the ratings are skyrocket. Honestly, the only series I've been watching in the playoffs are the Brooklyn versus the Sixers series. And I saw the first Clipper game because I wanted to see them demolished just for my own, well-being. I'm happy seeing Clipper fans just shut up all of a sudden. Like, you notice they're not in the comment section today because they have no right to speak, and they're going to get abolished. They're going to get demolished again tonight. So I'm happy for that because they were popping champagne, and that pretty much sums up the Clippers organization. They're ridiculous, right? They're popping champagne for a first-round sweep. So congratulations to them on that while we're over here collecting a draft pick and getting better for next year. So at the end of the day, look, I'll say this. They love to keep us down. But as soon as we rise, you're going to see everybody jump on the bandwagon, including Charles Barkley. He's been the most critical. You guys have been watching him on TNT. He's been the most critical, talking smack. But I promise you, as soon as the Lakers fix and we start winning championships, or at least competing for championships, all these guys are going to be like, I could already hear Charles Barkley. Let me tell you something, Kenny. Let me tell you something. I love me the Lakers, man. Yeah, I could already hear him. He's going to switch it up so quick, man. He's going to, I can't wait for that moment because I'm going to be like, I told you guys so. This guy was an undercover Laker fan. He's just mad he never got traded to the Lakers. And that's all it is, man. Charles Barkley's just a clown. I don't even take, I tune into TNT still because I don't take him serious. He's a big clown, and sometimes he needs to just shut up and eat his Krispy Kremes because he just talks out of his backside, guys. But nonetheless, that's what he's there for. He has those hot takes that nobody really takes serious. And, most of the time he's wrong. But he said, hey, y'all hear about Endgame spoilers leaking out? Everybody be careful. They're out there. LMAO. I'll tell you what. When I go on Twitter, like yesterday, I hadn't seen Game of Thrones till today because I don't get it on my app till like the day later. I don't have HBO or whatever. And so everybody was leaking out spoilers. Anytime I've seen a picture of Game of Thrones or whatever, I just scroll down. Or if I read a sentence about any of the characters, I scroll down. That's the best way to avoid spoilers, man. Dan, we will rise since I can remember Lakers always go with a 5-year drought and come out dominant. Yeah, but it's been a little more than 5 years. But you're right. I mean, everybody has to go through the rebuilding process. It's a part of the new CBA. So you telling me that the Lakers used to be? If you guys don't know the story, Charles Barkley almost got traded to the Lakers, and he would have loved it. I know it. What's my Twitter channel? My Twitter account is the same thing, @DanTheLakersFan. So follow me, guys, if you already don't. Whenever I'm not here with you guys live, I'm obviously giving my opinions there and stuff, and I go back and forth with you guys. So, Twitter's another way to reach me or hit me up or anything, or interact with me. I really hated the Game of Thrones first episode. They made me mad. You know what? You got to be patient because you know how Game of Thrones always starts off with story development. They're setting everything in place for the big battle, man. You know it's coming. You know that big battle is coming, man, and I can't wait. You know, Bobo, Nas Reed, and Kevin Porter Jr. for our draft pick if we don't trade for AD. I want to know exactly where we're going to draft first before I can make that video, but it's coming, guys. Dan, are you a fan of Nipsey Hussle's music? I was never, to be honest with you, I was never like a huge fan of Nipsey Hussle, but I support him because he's from my hometown. You know, I grew up in Compton, you know, really close by Crenshaw, so I know exactly where he stayed at. I know all about him. To be honest with you, I didn't listen to his music like that. I heard maybe a track or two, and he was cool. He was chill, you know. But you know, a lot of the like, I know he's been an OG. He's been around for a little bit, but a lot of the new rap, I really don't gravitate towards it. You know, I still see him like a modern day rapper still. So pretty much, I don't. If you listen to the music I have on my phone, I don't really listen to like a lot of the newer stuff like that. Because I like to have my, you know, you guys know I'm a musician as well. So I like to have my palette kind of cleansed. That when I make music, it's more influenced by the older artists, you know, that I grew up listening to and stuff like that. But still, RIP, man. RIP to Nip. Dan, it's true about Lonzo trade to the Bulls for a lottery pick? I have no idea. Again, rumors are going to fly left and right. They're going to fly everywhere. But if it never came to fruition, it could have just been a proposed by the Bulls that we rejected. I mean, it doesn't mean that we're trying to actively trade Lonzo, but we'll see. Link for your music is actually on the channel, man. Just type in DTLF rap or music, and it should pop up. I'm actually working on a track right now, and I'll be working all summer long on tracks. That's really the time I get to drop music because you guys know during the regular season, I focus my energy 100% on the Lakers. So now that I have a little bit more off time, you know, I'll definitely get into that. He said, why don't Genie try to recruit Daryl or the Raptors GM? I think because of the whole circus that the media has created, not a lot of people are flocking over to come be Lakers right now because they're scared. They're scared of the pressure. Some people don't like to perform under pressure. They're safer where they're at. So obviously they're not going to leave their comfortable job to come to Hollywood and have the beams shine bright on them, right? So he said, you sleeping on Nips, bro? Listen to his album. Nah, I've heard a lot of his music, but I don't really download it and have it in, like, it's not my style, man. But that's just my personal preference. And I'm not sleeping on Nipsey. I know he got bars, you know. His style is cool, man. It's just not something that I really, you know, rest in peace to him. But, you know, no offense, it's not something I really listen to. It's just not my brand or my style of music, man. Dan Boogie hurt. Is he? Did he get hurt? Oh, man. That's a shame. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of recruiting Boogie simply because I don't feel like he'll ever be the same. And if he gets injured again, man, I'm going to feel really bad for him. So hopefully he's all right, man. Because that could be the end of his career right there. He could just be a role player after this, you know. Dan, do you think the Nets can win the series? I do. But it's going to be crucial for them to take both games at home. Either way, as long as they make it a good series, I don't hate Philly. I just think I've always thought Ben Simmons is overrated, and I stand by that, even though he had a good game today. I think if you take away the lane from him and you force him to become a shooter and you take away the passing lanes and stuff like that, pretty much he's only effective in transition. So you can pretty much lock him down. That's why he's had bagels in the playoffs before. But, yeah, they got to play him really smart because he does have good size and he's athletic. So, obviously, his strength is getting to the basket and finishing. But even then, sometimes, you know, sometimes he comes up short. So, I've never been a fan of Ben like that, you know. And I don't like his attitude. I don't like that he told the fans to basically stop rooting for the Sixers if they boo him. It's like, bro, they're entitled to boo. You've been promising, you know, not championships, but you've been promising to get far in the playoffs and that you guys are the next dynasty, you know, trust the process. And you keep laying eggs in the playoffs. So he needs to show up for his squad. If not, I'll tell you what. Here's a real hot take. A lot of Philly fans will probably get pissed off at me for saying it. They're going to think I'm biased because obviously I'm a Laker fan. But if they get eliminated by the Brooklyn Nets, they need to trade Ben Simmons. And if I'm Philly, I'm calling up the Lakers with the turmoil that we have. And I would offer Ben Simmons for LeBron, and I would also throw in a first-round pick just to make that happen. On Philly side. And now you're talking championship contender because if you can pair up Jimmy Butler with LeBron and Joel Embiid, now you're talking championship. But they need a real clutch player. They need a real performer, a real superstar. And Ben Simmons is not going to cut it. Until he develops that jump shot, he's just going to be average to me. And honestly, he looks scared. I prefer Lonzo because Lonzo at least ain't afraid of the moment. He'll take 20 shots. There's no way to get better. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you don't got to worry about the last one, but think of the next one. And basketball is 50% skill and 50% mental game, because a lot of it is mental, man. It's mental. If you believe in yourself, you will start hitting those shots. You will start making those extra plays. But do you think Ben Simmons is the next Magic Johnson? Oh, Lord, no. Absolutely not. Ben Simmons is a really poor man's LeBron James. He has similar athleticism, not as athletic. He has similar size and athleticism and body type. But he doesn't have the skill set. He doesn't have the mentality. And that's saying something, because LeBron early on didn't have the killer mentality. It took him years to develop that. But Ben Simmons is like a super watered-down version of LeBron. Magic Johnson, to me, is just a different type of playmaker. And Magic was actually pretty clutch. That was a spicy hot take. Now, I'm just saying, if they're really smart and they want to take advantage of this opportunity, because you don't know how long Joel is going to be healthy for. The way he plays is kind of reckless. He throws his body all over the place. A big man like that, if I'm the general manager, I sit him down and I say, Joel, it's okay. You don't always have to dive for the loose balls. Pick and choose your moments, because if he bangs up his knee again and he's out, that could be a career ender. So all I'm saying is, like, if they want to take advantage of the way Joel balls, he's a beast. He's an MVP candidate. He's the real deal. I've always believed in Joel. Ben Simmons, I'm not sold on, obviously, because he doesn't have the killer and he's not a scorer. Like, not even shooter. He's just not a scorer to me. When I look at Ben Simmons, I just see like a really big Rajon Rondo type player, right? And even Rondo to me had more heart, because in the playoffs he turned it on. But again, he's still young. I don't like to give up on players. He can still develop that mentality and potentially even a mid-range jump shot. Three-pointer, not so sure. I'm not sure he's taken more than a handful in his career. So, hey, mine Scott Free, thank you, bro. I appreciate the donation. He said Lakers need to draft Bobo. He's a very good prospect. I like him a lot. He's definitely going to be in my top 5 players that we should pick if he's available, if we get a top 10 pick, right? Or a top 11 pick. But I do like Bobo, and I think he is a high-risk, high-reward player. Because I've never seen a player 7'3" that could take you off the dribble and to have the sort of finesse that he has. He also has some sneaky athleticism, so I like him. Question is, big guys like that always get injured from their feet. I mean, look at Porzingis, right? Look at Yao Ming, and the list goes on. And this guy has already had a history of getting injured. So we do need the size. We need the versatility. We need somebody who can stretch the floor. That sounds like Bobo to me. But we need a healthy player as well. So that's a high risk. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's like a mid-risk, high-reward pick, right? You're risking something. It's a lottery pick. But I think the reward is worth more than what the risk is at that position. Now, obviously, if you have a top 5 pick, you don't want to reach down there and take them. That would be high risk, low reward at that position, right? But you got to be really smart in the draft. Dances the League saw how the Lakers pressured Magic to step down with no support from Genie and the other people in those positions won't come because of Pelinka. Again, though, man, I'm prime time. If I'm these guys, I'm looking to prove myself in LA. I mean, where everybody else has failed, if I truly believe I'm that great, if I'm Masai Ujiri or Daryl Morey or whoever it may be, I want the challenge. But like I said, a lot of people are comfortable where they're at, and they're not going to move. But it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you could turn the Lakers around, you will forever be engraved in the history books and as a legend. I mean, we still remember the Pat Rileys, the great coaches like that. We still remember the great Jerry West. We still remember, the great Jerry Buss. And that's just what happens when you win with the Lakers. You get glorified times 10 to whatever you would do in Golden State or whatever you would do anywhere else, because the Lakers is where it's at, man. It's really where it's at. What's up, Frank? A lot of people overlook Tatum. Tatum is good. Is he going to be great? I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid. I'll tell you why. Because I think we have way better prospects than Tatum on the Lakers. I'm talking Brandon Ingram. I even like Lonzo over Tatum still, even though he hasn't been healthy. But Tatum, to me, I put him on par with Kuz. They're both good scorers. who can take over games at times, but they still got some work to do on both ends of the court. And to me, Kuzma's right on par with him. I think Kuzma's a little better. Anytime they faced off, Kuz always gets the best out of him. So I believe Kuz and Tatum are comparable. I think Brandon Ingram and Lonzo are actually, their potential's higher. But again, I could be biased. I try to take biasness out of it. I'm just talking from a basketball standpoint. But, Celtic fans obviously are going to disagree. You said Phil Jackson will be in? Mark my words. I don't buy it, man. Phil Jackson's just not healthy anymore. I'd be shocked, though. If Phil came back, I would temper my expectations a little bit, because what happened in New York kind of made me throw up a red flag. Like, maybe Phil just isn't primed for basketball anymore. He's gotten really, really old. And obviously he can't travel with the team and, be hands-on. I want people that are going to be hands-on. Ty Lue or Monty Williams? That's a hard one. Again, thanks for the donation, brother. I take Monty Williams. Again, I like the experience he has from coaching Team USA. I like that all the players like him, and I think he would be good for player development. I don't know about his offensive schemes. I don't know about his defensive schemes, but I do know that he's very well liked around the league, and that has to count for something come free agency. Maybe even Kyrie will come play with him. But let's not be so hard on Ty Lue if we do pick him up. I do understand that we don't want him because LeBron obviously would be running the show, right, like he did in Cleveland. However, Ty Lue gets very disrespected. He got fired, I think. What was his record? 5-9 with the Cavs when he got fired. That wasn't bad for the garbage squad they had over there. And he led that team to the finals, 3 straight years, and came out with a win championship. So, I mean, Ty Lue's not that bad. He's not that bad. I think, but I think I want Monty. He said, "Hello, Dan, and good AM PM. And how are you? Don't trade the young core also in Alex Caruso and the rest. Yes, it's okay. Ty Lue for the young core or Monty Williams like that. Hoping Dan sees it in the word. I'll tell you what, bro. I don't know anything about Juwan Howard either, honestly. To be honest with you guys, I really don't follow the Miami Heat like that. So I don't know if he's a good assistant coach or whatever. But again, if I had to put up my pecking order out there, I'd put Monty Williams at the top of my list, and he's going to get interviewed this week. Then Juwan Howard, number 2, Ty Lue 3, simply because of the grip that LeBron holds over Ty Lue. What up, Dan? Hope you had a good day today. Did have a good day today. Thank you, bro. Got off of work. Got the next couple of days off, so I can put in some work in the studio, make some music. Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Should be a good summer. He's a Mark Jackson. I don't even think he's in the running. Obviously, he's my favorite out of all the options. Mark Jackson, because of his track record, what he did was sensational with Golden State, and he still fails. He still fails to get the acknowledgement. But again, I don't know why some coaches get blackballed like that. I don't like that. We need some more diversity in the league. We need equal opportunity. And what I mean by that is Luke Walton gets fired one day and gets hired the next. Meanwhile, guys like Mark Jackson, who haven't got hired in years, can't even get an interview. Byron Scott, after he got fired from the Lakers, nobody batting an eye for him. And then, assistants like Juwan Howard, it takes them years to even get considered. OKC and the Clippers losing brings me so much joy. Absolutely. I don't know what the whole hype was about as far as the Clippers making the playoffs. We all knew they were probably going to get swept. They get lucky to get one game, but they pretty much lost their lottery pick for no reason. But hey, that's how the Clippers want to operate. Good for them, T said, was watching a video on my lunch, and they were saying that if Monty Williams is with us, the Lakers, there's a great chance AD will come see us. Yeah, absolutely, T. And that's exactly the point I was trying to make. Monty Williams is a player's coach. He's also coached for Team USA, so he was hands-on with Kyrie Irving. Don't be shocked if we land Monty, we have a crack at Kyrie as well. But we need somebody like that who's a good player's coach, a true player's coach. He said, I like Monty Williams, did a good job developing the New Orleans squad, but injuries killed them. But I know there are better coaches out there. I agree with you, Hitman, and that's why I am pleased to hear the reports that this is just a starting point for the Lakers. Unless they get blown away by either of these coaches they're interviewing this week, most likely they're going to continue their search, and I hope they do. That's all I want is for them to do their due diligence. We don't need to rush into anything. Make sure we get the right guy for the job for the next 5 years. I don't want another 2-3 year coach. I want a real 5 year coach with a long-term championship plan and with a system in place. And hopefully we're able to find him and somebody that the players can truly believe in and buy in, you know. Dan, would Lionel Hollins or Avery Johnson sound good as Laker coaches? Avery Johnson, no. For today's NBA, he's way too hard. I know these players need to get a little more coddled, and I know it sounds like baloney because I love hard-nosed coaches, but I think Avery Johnson is perfect for college. NBA, they're more diva-ish, you know. So I think somebody that's not that hard would be ideal. They got to be hard on players and be take them into account, but they also have to reward the players when they play good. I think we need that fine balance. That's why I say no to Avery Johnson. But anybody else I'm open to, man. I really am. Does Kyrie like Ty Lue? I have no clue. Dan, you see Durant versus Beverly fighting on it, and also Clippers lose too. Yeah, that wasn't really a fight. Beverly, he's a little pest. He just likes to try to get under people's skin. And Kevin Durant just let him know he wasn't going to have any of it. That's all it was. But the NBA is soft. They should have let him play. Why throw them out? This is what we want to see in the playoffs. We want to see high energy and intensity, you know? So it's disappointing. It's disappointing for sure that they threw those players out. That's what we love to see in the playoffs. We like high intensity. King should be fined for tampering with Luke Walton. You know what? I agree. It's funny how we came to a mutual agreement. Obviously, the Kings were already offering that job to Luke, but nobody sees it that way as long as the Lakers aren't involved, right? That's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of favoritism in the league, and obviously the Lakers aren't the favorites because we've won too much. That's why they developed a new CBA to try to throw big market teams off and have smaller market teams like the Bucks, thriving, which I'm okay with, but we got to get smart Laker Nation just has to be smart with every move they make, and they have to know there's no shortcuts. No shortcuts to getting to the top. Got to build through the draft and add from there. David Griffin will get us Davis, and Williams will get us Kyrie. How about that? That would be amazing. We could get Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis to go with LeBron and the young core. I'd lose my mind because that'd be a super duper team. We pretty much, I don't even think the Warriors with Kevin Durant would be able to beat that team, assuming everybody stays healthy, right? Luke Walton is going to put De'Aaron Fox at the 5 next year. I don't doubt it, man. But I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to hate, right? If the Kings thrive somehow, because obviously they have good young talent. They already pretty much developed already. Buddy Hield is who he is. I don't think he's going to get any better. But if he does, it's simply because he keeps getting better with the years. But people, just because Luke Walton is liked around the league, they're gonna give him all the credit. Like if De'Aaron Fox takes his game to the next level, they're gonna give Luke the credit. So I hate that because what happened to Mark Jackson? He gets none of the credit for what he did in Golden State. And so again, politics and not enough diversity around the league, and it just drives me nuts. It's like, guys, there's coaches that have been coaching on the sideline as assistants for years. Luke Walton gets 1 year, 2 years with Golden State and automatically becomes a head coach of 2 teams for the next couple of years. So, Dan, as a LeBron fan, Ty Lue is trash coach. We need Mark Jackson or someone else besides Luke. I feel you, bro. You've been a LeBron fan, so you probably know more about Ty Lue than I do. However, the one thing I do like about Ty Lue is you can see his energy and passion on the sideline. That's something you can never say about Luke Walton. Luke Walton was like a walking zombie, man. Straight out of The Walking Dead or something. So pretty much, anything's going to be an upgrade to him. But yes, Ty Lue is the last option on my list simply because I want somebody who has no ties to the Lakers and that can earn his keep, right? I don't want any sort of, favoritism. I really don't want, okay, so Ty Lue obviously favors LeBron because he already coached him. And now the players are going to feel slighted. They're not going to get as many plays called for them. There's no creativity, stuff like that, right? So that's what we need. We need a coach that could just coach everybody and hold everybody to equal account. LeBron messes up, he's going to get yelled at. If maybe not so hard, obviously, because he's LeBron, but still hold him accountable. the young core messes up, they're going to get yelled at. Veterans, same thing. And if Lonzo's out playing, Rondo or whoever's our backup point guard, he has to start. We just need a smart head coach. Bottom line. You see what Doc Rivers did with the Clippers. We need something like that, right? Kings need to go back to their old logo, reminiscing of those old rivalry games. Their current logo is soft. I feel you on that. Yeah, the old Kings logo was pretty tight. I will say that. Then I love the energy that Lance Stevenson brings to our team, but would you want him on the squad for next year? I don't mind Lance Stevenson. However, we bring back Lance, we can't bring back KCP. They're pretty much, they play similar roles. They're both scorers, high volume shooters. They need a lot of shots to score. And they both are supposed to bring energy off the bench. So why bring a repeated position to the team, right? And that was the problem this year. I felt like sometimes Lance was balling and they would overplay KCP over him, or vice versa. KCP was balling and Lance would get too many minutes. So we have to be smart about who we bring back, and that should be the definite backup shooting guard. Not, we don't need two of those. KCP or Lance? I like Lance's personality better, and I think Lance would be better for the playoffs. So I don't even remember what KCP looks like in the playoffs, honestly. And KCP is very inconsistent, but he did show an improvement in shooting. And if he could be that type of shooter for the rest of his career, then I would say it would be a mistake to pick Lance over that. But again, man, it depends on the dollars. We can't afford to give out big money to anybody. No, not to Rondo, not to KCP, unless they're max free agents this year. So we got to be smart. Yeah, no family favoritism. Need professional, proven GM and coach. 100% agree with that. Bring back McGee and Lance, but keep KCP and Rondo. Bring back McGee and Lance, but not KCP and Rondo. I can see what you mean. 20 teams have cap space this summer. KCP is gone. So be it. If he's going to get paid and he is only playing for dollar bills, then it'll prove that he's not truly caring about improving. Now, if he wants to take a pay cut, then it'll show me that, honestly, like he truly was trying to improve and get a bigger role. But he's very inconsistent, man. He drove all of Laker Nation nuts. What I thought we were getting out of Detroit was what I saw on TV from time to time. But I guess I was tuning in when he got hot because he was too inconsistent. Then I say bring back Lance, McGee, even Rondo, depending on what happens if we get Kyrie. Then trade Lonzo, Rondo for AD. If no Kyrie, then keep Caruso and Lonzo. I say no to trading for AD. It's going to take up a lot. I'd be shocked if we could just get AD for a small package. So I say no to that. It's going to take up the farm, and I'm good on that. We got to let our crops grow so that they can give. They can give back. We need Bradley Beal. I would love him as our 2. I like Bradley. Don't get me wrong. Bradley, to me, people love Devin Booker, but to me, Bradley Beal is a winner. They're similar type players. I'll take Bradley Beal over Dev, even though Dev is obviously younger and he has a little bit more potential. But if I'm building a championship, obviously I want Bradley Beal, who's proven, who can ball out and take over games and actually help his team to victories. When John Wall is injured every time, Bradley Beal takes over. So I like that. I really like that. He said, how to super chat? You just got to hit the dollar symbol right here in the bottom, man. It'll ask you if you want to make a donation, and then that's how you get the super chat. But all right, I'm going to read this question in Spanish, guys, and I'll translate to English for those of you that obviously don't speak. So he said, Dan, ¿quién está ahora tienes en mente? ¿Qué jugador joven podemos draftear y quién tú crees de los agentes libres hasta ahora puede venir seguro a los Lakers para ayudar a LeBron y a los jóvenes? Saludos. All right, so pretty much he's asking me who I think we should draft. That video's coming up pretty soon, bro. As soon as I find out what pick, but I can mention a couple of names. Obviously, Bol, players like that. But we need to do our research and make sure we draft a player that's ready to contribute right away this time. Because I feel like if they bring in a project player like Isaac Bonga, he might get traded away, and I don't want that. I'd rather bring in a player that's ready to contribute year one. So we're going to have to do a good job of kind of mixing the player with the highest potential with the player that could come in and produce right away. So we have to get like a mixture of both. And as far as who we should get as a free agent, my list, man, again, I'll be dropping that pretty soon, but my list contains Kawhi, KD, the top of the crop. The order of which players we should pursue and what exact order, like what's my top free agent we should pursue all the way to number 5 is coming probably sometime this week. Top 5 free agents that the Lakers should land. That video should come up. So I will answer your question then. But I think the top of the crop has to be all the way on the top of the pecking order, right? Obviously. And we can't listen to the rumors. We cannot. We have to do our best to try to land and recruit these free agents. LeBron has his work cut out for him. Would you take Kyrie or Damian Lillard if you had the choice? Ooh, I love both of those players, honestly. Damian Lillard is not a free agent, so by default, I say Kyrie Irving because it wouldn't take a trade or any pieces to give up. But if they were both free agents, that's a tough choice, man. You could basically, it's a coin flip. I'd probably be leaning a little more towards Kyrie because he has more experience with LeBron, and you could just plug him in and he could just kill it. And he also, to me, he should have been the Finals MVP of that series, and he's a champion. So for those reasons, I'd probably lean a little bit more towards him, but not by a lot. Is Zion declared for the draft? Yeah, I mean, there was no way he was not going to declare, especially after what happened to his shoe. It'd be too much of a risk for him to go back to college and potentially have a career ender, you know. I mean, guys like Greg Oden, who got injured early in their career in the NBA, should be an example for these young players why they shouldn't waste too many years in college. Because if you can make a living, go get that money, man. As long as you have that God-given talent, go get your money. College exploits athletes, and they should not. They should pay athletes and not fine them for getting under the table money and stuff like that, you know, because college is making so much money off of these guys. So I'm happy that Zion decided for what's better for his career, right? Dan, will LeBron help us recruit a superstar this summer? We shall see, my guy. We definitely shall see. I hope so. I think LeBron happens to be more liked than what people give him credit for, but we shall find out. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I got you guys all summer long. A lot of content coming up. I'm just waiting to like kind of spread it out apart because it's a long summer ahead. So I want to make sure that you guys have consistent content, right? So it might take a couple of days for me to drop something else, but for sure I keep you guys posted, updated. If anything breaks, you guys know where to find me. So please leave a comment, like, and don't forget to subscribe if you already have it. I'll see you guys on the next one though, man. Have a great night, Laker Nation, and the rest of you NBA fans, enjoy the playoffs. And go Lakers, baby. Go Lakers.